Hey, what's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. I hope everyone's having a wonderful day today. My name is Andrew Heischman. I'm the lead forecaster here in WW16. So, for today's video, we take a look at the radar view as well as the satellite. We'll take a look at the storm prediction center as we are expecting some severe thunderstorms coming up. We'll take a look at the models in terms of things, and at the end of the video, we'll take a look at those National Weather Service hazards. So, for the last few days, I have been sick. If you guys have been wondering, I've come down with the flu. I did get tested for COVID this morning, and it turns out that it was a negative, which is a good thing, I guess, but I still am feeling pretty sick, but I decided that I need to record this video for today. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get on into it. Alrighty, guys, so for today's question of the day, I wanted to know, what is your favorite TV show? Leave it down in the comments below, and I just might heart your comment. But anyways, guys, my personal favorite TV show is South Park. South Park has always been one of my favorite TV shows. So if you guys could, leave it down in the comments below, and I just might heart your comment. But anyways, guys, without further ado, let's go ahead and get on into it. Alrighty, guys, so we're taking a look here at the radar view in terms of things. We actually do have some snow and rain showers across bits of the upper northwest. Some snow showers across bits of Colorado leading up into bits of the upper Midwest into the northern plains here with another system here. We do move our way towards the northeast. We actually do have some snow that's falling across bits of the northeast all the way up, pretty much from areas such as New York all the way up towards Maine, with a lot of those snow showers and a lot of snow is currently falling. So there might be actually some accumulations in terms of this locally. So we do have this cold front that's pretty much moving its way out of the country, however, still firing off some thunderstorms across bits of the southeast, pretty much for the northern portions of Florida, as the system generally tracks mostly southeastward. So let's go and take a look here at the satellite view, and let's see what we're dealing with in terms of the current weather across the nation. Alright, guys, so we're taking a look here at the satellite view in terms of things. So we actually do have a lot of clear going on across bits of the Midwest into bits of the Ohio Valley, especially for those western parts, a little bit of basically northwestern parts of the southeast as well. However, the majority of the country, from basically this eastern parts of the Ohio Valley and through the northeast, as well as the northern plains into the western side of the country, we're dealing with a lot of cloud cover. Now, like I said, we actually do have those thunderstorms that are firing off across bits of northern Florida here. As you can see, a lot more of those cumulonimbus towers. So that's basically what we're dealing with in terms of that. So let's go and take a look here at our storm prediction center, and let's see what we're dealing with in terms of our thunderstorm forecast. Alrighty, guys, so we're taking a look here at the Day 1 Convective Outlook. This is basically your thunderstorm forecast issued by the Storm Prediction Center for today. We do have a marginal risk, basically a severe threat level 1 out of 5 across bits of northern Florida and the basically southeastern parts of Georgia. So, in terms of tornadoes, we actually do have a 2% chance of seeing tornadoes every single 25 miles here in this green shaded area. We do have a 5% chance of seeing damaging winds basically across this brown shaded area, basically showing that every single 25 miles, you have a 5% chance of seeing damaging winds 60 miles per hour or more. And in terms of hail, we actually do not have any hail threats for today. Now, here's where things get interesting. So we move on to the Day 2 outlook, or actually the Day 3 outlook is the most interesting part. So we do have a generalized thunderstorm threat across bits of the southeast and to the upper northwest. Now, here's where things get interesting. So we move on to our Day 3 outlook. We're going to be getting another winter system that's going to be impacting bits of the Midwest. So we'll take a look at that in the models here in a second. But this is actually going to drive a pretty strong cold front, again, allowing for thunderstorms to fire off across the southeast and through bits of the eastern Midwest, and eventually into the Ohio Valley. So that's basically what we're dealing with in terms of that. Now, the Storm Prediction Center has mentioned that a few tornadoes and damaging winds seem to be the biggest thing in terms of that. So let's go and take a look here at the models, and let's see what we're dealing with in terms of the upcoming weather. Alright, guys, so we're taking a look here at the NAM 3-kilometer model in terms of things. So, we're actually dealing with all those snow and rain showers across the upper northwest, which we actually saw on the radar view. So snow across bits of Colorado and into the northeast, where some accumulation might occur. We'll actually take a look at that here in a second. So we actually do have those thunderstorms that are firing off across bits of northern parts of Florida. If we take a sounding, just a random sounding here, there is a little bit of instability going on right now with a decent amount of shear due to that cold front that we see. Honestly, not surprising that we are seeing some thunderstorms. We do have a little bit of a veering wind shear pattern. However, for this sounding, it's mostly linear. However, we have seen a lot of tornado warnings across bits of the northern parts of Florida due to some instances of veering wind shear, which will allow for some thunderstorms or for some tornadoes to develop. So, further down the line, here's where things get interesting. So that snow generally moves itself to the northeast. This was that system that we've been monitoring over the last few days, the one that I've been talking about. So there actually is some snow that's falling across the northeast. We'll actually get a little bit more moisture moving its way in from the western side of the states, eventually kind of catching a low here across the mountains. Further down the line, this low will generally move itself to the east, allowing for some snow to fall across bits of the northern plains up into bits of the Midwest, as this system generally tracks to the east-northeast. As you can see here, a low area of low pressure of 996 millibars, which is actually quite low in terms of things. So a decent amount of snowfall will fall then. So let's go and take a look here at the accumulation side of things in terms of what this model has to say. So we're going to be taking a look at that 10-to-1 ratio here. So the same model is going on. This model does show, maybe 1 to 3 inches across bits of the northeast from all that snow that we're currently seeing across the region. Now here's where the things get interesting. So a lot of mountain snow is expected at those upper elevations where it's obviously cooler. But watch this. So whenever the system just moves itself into bits of the northern plains, into bits of the Midwest, according to this model alone, we might see 6+ inches across bits of southern South Dakota and through bits of southern Minnesota, according to this model alone. Now, you can't take one model 100% seriously because each model has its own opinion in which, it's not an exact of what we can expect. So let's go and take a look here at the GFS model and let's see what we're dealing with in terms of that. Alrighty guys, so we're kind of picking up where we left off in terms of the accumulation from your NAM 3-kilometer model. So further down the line, this system will track to the northeast. This will actually allow for some snow, according to this model, to fall across bits of Ontario and through bits of Quebec. Now, in terms of accumulations, this was actually a little bit more aggressive in terms of things, with a little bit more in snow expected across the northern plains and through bits of the Midwest, with maybe 9+ inches, with locally higher amounts possible, according to this model. Now, like I said, you can't take one model 100% seriously, but just kind of get an idea based off of what this is saying. So we're going to go ahead and change this to the thermodynamics. This is basically, in terms of temperatures. So we're going to take a look at your temperatures in terms of what is expected to go on. So you can actually see here, we actually did have that day 3, slight risk in effect for the thunderstorms. This is actually due to this really sharp cold front you're actually seeing right here move its way down into the country, allowing for those freezing temperatures at around the coldest time of the day, being around early morning here. You can actually see that freezing line moving itself well down into the southwest through bits of New Mexico here. So then further down the line, this cold front will advance mostly eastward, allowing for some thunderstorms to pop off across bits of the southeast and through bits of the Midwest and into the Ohio Valley further down the line. And that's basically what we're dealing with in terms of that. Now, this model does actually show another cold front pretty much moving its way across bits of the country further down the line. But, the more further you do go out in this model, the more things tend to get inaccurate. So let's go and take a look at the National Weather Service hazards, and let's see what we're dealing with in terms of those hazards across the nation. Alrighty guys, so we're taking a look here at the National Weather Service hazards in terms of things. We actually do have some freeze watches in effect across bits of central California, as well as northwestern parts of California, just showing that freezing temperatures are possible. So just stay alert that, basically freeze warnings might be needed further down the line. Now, in terms of that, we actually do have some wind advisories across bits of Southern California, as well as one for basically central parts of Washington State, just showing that gusty winds are expected to occur, in which if you guys have anything that's loose outside, I recommend bringing it in just until these have been lifted. Now, following that, we actually do have some high wind warnings across bits of Wyoming and through bits of western parts of Montana here, basically showing that high winds are expected to occur, and like I said, if you guys have anything that's loose outside, you don't want any of that going airborne, so I recommend bringing it in just until these warnings have been lifted. Now, following that, we actually do have a high wind watch across bits of northern New Mexico as well as southern parts of Colorado, basically showing that, heavy winds might actually occur. However, just, like I said, just stay tuned for warnings that might be needed further down the line. So we're taking a look here at the winter weather side of things. We actually do have a lot of winter weather advisories across bits of California, Nevada, Idaho, as well as Oregon and Washington State here, kind of in these light shaded blue areas, almost kind of like a purple color. So in terms of that, basically showing that, some impacts of winter weather is possible as we are starting to see some more moisture, pretty much more moisture move its way into bits of the western coast. Now, we actually do have a lot of winter storm watches in effect across bits of Utah, Colorado, as well as bits of Wyoming, northern parts of Nebraska, southern parts of South Dakota, northern parts of Iowa, as well as southern parts of Minnesota and western parts of Wisconsin, just showing that, winter weather down the line is expected. So just stay tuned if warnings might be needed. So watch as you pay attention, warnings you take action. Now, following that, we actually do have some winter storm warnings in effect across bits of eastern parts of Utah, as well as western parts of Colorado. Alrighty guys, so that's going to wrap it up for today's video. If you guys did enjoy it, make sure you leave a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. We're trying to reach 100 subscribers by the end of this year. Now, I know we didn't do a picture of the day today, in which, I wasn't even really sure if we were going to be recording today, because like I said, I've been really sick, in which, I wasn't really feeling the best this morning. However, now I feel a little bit better. So thank you guys for all of your, get well, comments down on the last video. You guys are honestly amazing, and I appreciate everyone. But anyways, guys, that's going to wrap it up for today's video. If you guys do want to submit a picture of the day for tomorrow's video, I'll leave our Discord in the description below, which you guys can click on it and just submit it to our channel there. But anyways, guys, that's going to wrap it up. I hope you all have a wonderful day today, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.